Well, hello everyone and welcome back. We are adding the, I guess you would say, controls and support systems for the cables that go to the engines. I did this side just to kind of get a feel of how it's going to go together. Not too bad. And then I'll just touch up the areas I cut them off the sprues. This side I already got this one in because you have to go through this tunnel and into the main hull with that piece, and since it was in there I was not going to pull it back out and just glued it. But let's keep trucking on this other side. Let's see if I can do this to make it hold it up a little bit. There we go. What we got to do is get this piece, and that's going to sit like that. Right, that facing, yep. Get a little glue on here. Let's see if I can do this again. There we go. It's finding that inner one. Alright. Well, that's basically it, and it can swing loose and it lined right up for that other one. But that one you don't want to put in next because it kind of has, it's this one, this piece, and it's kind of in your way for all the other ones. So what I found is getting like these in, and they have a key to them so that they sit a certain way to line up for other parts. I should get this in the better camera view here. But yeah, they have a little flat. They're like a circle with a flat, notch. Kind of like a knob on a console or a guitar amp or something. These go together relatively quick. Simple. No really big fuss. And I think that other arm goes towards the back of this plate on this one, because that's the way it lines up on both sides. So, alright, so yeah, that's the best way to go with that. And then I think really, maybe it is. Time to do this one. And then it's fun getting this little peg in that little hole. But since it's all lined up, that plate's in the right spot. I'm just going to first start off with glue there. And this part goes pointing down. So that's where knowing which one goes on which side is key. Felt like that snapped in there. Yep. Now, and we're lined up. Let's see if we can get that one to squish in. The bad thing when you start getting low on glue, they're a pain in the butt. So let it soften it a little bit. A lot of it's going to be just paint in the hole. There we go. I'll leave that at that. Worked on the other side. There we go. Well, we're going to want to glue that good, so I'm going to use some of this. And then back it up with the thin set. top will do a little drop. You can still see the peg on the side, but it's going to have that cable going over it, so you won't see when the cable's. I think I'm going to do the cable in the, I don't know if I'm going to do it in that bluish metallic. Alright. I think we might be able to. Now this here just gets plugged in there and there. Just like this. Yeah. Cool. Do a dry fit, make sure it lines up. Yep. And it's just lining those those holes up. Sure those are squeezed in tight. Sure everything's tight, see. And then I'll go back and touch up any little spots where I clipped them off the sprue. Yeah, looks good. Well, there she is. She's got her controls on. So, but I figure I'd show that quick update. Oh yeah, the base. I can show you the base. This is what I'm doing with the base, or did. What I did is a bronze and then a worn penny in here. I sprayed the worn penny first, did the sides here. My cat Jack is a hairball. So I did the worn penny on the sides, and I'm like, I was going to hand paint this. Or mask it, I didn't decide yet. But I'm like, why don't I just hit that with the worn penny and just airbrush the bronze on. And kind of give you that, wet sand, kind of someone like drew it in the sand. And that's why I went with the bronzy colors, because it kind of gives you that clayish sand look that they had there. But yeah, and then before I painted it, I drilled a hole out there for power cable and power jack. And then there's a second little hole in the back of these holes, and that's where all these wires will go down as they wrap around. I'll just wrap them around the wires that hold them. Oh yeah, I like that. That base goes good. And I'll hit it with a clear, like a satin, or semi-gloss or something. Yeah, I like that. And it blends with colors that are in here with the copper piping and bronze piping everywhere. But now it's not this bright silver, Even though, I know they meant to make it, they want it to look like, it goes with the pod. But I kind of like the pod. I like the basis color because it's less standing out. Like even doing the design on there, and the copper and the bronze are so close that it doesn't just launch at you. Your eye's more drawn towards the ship, the model. I wish they would release like Sabobas and stuff like that. At least two more other pods, so you could have like a diorama of them. I'd have one wrecking and one still have an engine kind of look like it's flipping. That would be awesome. And those engines are lighting up nice. This seemed to be lighting up okay. Might have to fool with it a little bit. Might have to hit a little light leak in on the front here. But it lit up fine. It is blowing light down underneath, so it gives you like a under the dash lighting. We got to get Anakin painted up. That's right. That's it for parts, I think, right? Oh, besides the windscreen. And the windscreen and the antennas and the little dishes there on each side here. Well, hello. I got the cables that attach from the pod to the engines painted up. I did it in a gun steel. I figured I would have a black, but it has a little bit of a metallicness to it. Because I would imagine these would be like a metal corrugated lines to deal with the tension and the rubbing. We gotta fix this engine here. I need to get it to... But once everything's set, we'll give that wire just a little tweak so this engine doesn't point downwards. But yeah, we got to kind of get this thing over on its side. My solder gun should be heated up enough. I'm going to leave the cables on because I'm hoping that stabilizes everybody. So we got to get this in here. And then I got to paint these chrome. I think I'm just going to hand brush it chrome. Just slide this down like that. Try to get this right. Because when this slides up, it'll make that end look a little more neater. Alright, and how much what do we got going on here? You get it on the hook, everybody. Or leave them like this since they're already starting to twist. You gotta get everybody going the right same way. That joint is. That one seemed like a little bit easier endeavor. Put it right there for now. I might not exactly heat shrink it yet. Yeah, it's just the 1 amp. Which I could get smaller ones for these. Which I'm going to have to start doing, and doing like the smaller model kits, putting them on instead of 1 amps. They could probably go off at 500 milliamps. Hey, and there it is. Something definitely has changed here. That's the way that's wanting to sit. Well, you know, I'll probably end up having to do some bending on the pod to get it to sit up a little higher. She should be riding a little higher, so these cables want to sit in those pockets a little better. But yeah, these definitely they're like freaking headlights. Most definitely. Other than that, I like them a lot. Well, I'll probably just hit the LED with some white and then maybe hit some blue on the other side. And see if that tones it down, and then paint the back side of the lower half. That way when I look from this way I don't see whitish plastic. Yeah, it's weathering time, but look at those, they're like headlights. The engines are going pretty good. Let me see if I can move it back. The engines are going really good. Even in these little channels here, I love that. And I love how I have this back more blue than I have up front. The front's more of a whitish blue. This is lighting up better than I thought. You know? That's asking a lot of that. And that light's traveling through it enough to give me you an idea. I just wish, it gets almost all the way out. This one I think does a little further because it has a little more of a straight shot maybe or something. I don't know. I think sometimes the way you turn it in here helps too. And I like it like that. Keep making sure you press in. But yeah, that's actually working a lot better than I thought it would. I was hoping for, it to make it there, but we'd be weaker. I figured it would be weaker in that center, but it's hard to see in the camera. But yeah, especially with the big headlight dashboard on, and hopefully that'll calm down a little bit when Anakin's in there too. But the blue, but I like how I got a little floor lighting thing going on, so it gives them a little bit of light in the cockpit. But all in all, I'm very happy with it. Now it's time to do a little bit of chipping and then weathering. I'm gonna probably I think maybe just airbrush a little bit of the, the oily earth and stuff in there. I don't want to, I'm going to do strategic weathering on this. I still want it to look like it has a little bit of a sheen and just make it look dirty, but not, it's not a fighter jet where it's going to have blast marks and stuff in it, Maybe just chipping up some of the striping. I think some places will help. The engine, we're going to do quite a, wash, and then with rust, and then I might use this stuff to simulate some type of alien fuel. This yellow always looks like alien fuel, but the base is done, except for maybe if or not I'm going to put a tag name plate on it. I think this is going to be the angle I want to display it from on this side. That way all those little antennas are on that side. We'll have the one big one here. Next is really, I don't know if I'm going to hold off on the windscreen until I weather. Probably not. But yeah, I'm going to mess with this here soon. And I don't know if I'm going to film that, but I'll definitely show you results. It's just dimming that down. Like I said, I'm just going to pop that off. It should pop off. I didn't heavily glue it because I wasn't sure if it was going to work right or not anyway. So it should pop right off. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. But until next time, thanks for watching.